Oh man, I'm back. I'm sorry. It was a slap that was heard around the world. At the Oscars, everybody know because it's all over the news. And I gave my take a little bit last night on my podcast called The Light Skin Perspective with Keenan Jerome Floyd. Look it up. Look it up. But was Will's berry punch mix I have right here? Can you see? You can see it a little bit. Yeah. It's in a red cup though, so the red cups usually indicate alcohol, but I have not partaken of any type of alcoholic beverage since June of 2019. Yeah. But yeah, he slapped him though. Was Will Smith justified? Now, when I first saw the video, I didn't see all the background stuff. I didn't hear all the background commentary. I didn't see the stuff that ensued after Will Smith slapped Chris and then sat down. He's like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. He's like, man, it was just a joke about G.I. Jane. He's like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Chris Rock should have said, man, you need to keep August Alsina's dick out of her mouth. That's what he should have said, but no. And everybody's going to that. But was he justified? I think no. But like a lot of people said, you don't know how a man's going to react when it comes to his wife and when it comes to his family, as far as making fun of him. You don't know what's going to happen. But I will say, if you are in an arena where you know the comedian, the person singer is a comedian and you're sitting in the front row, there's a possibility that some jokes are going to be directed towards you. That just comes with the territory and the etiquette of stand-up comedy in general. So and on top of that, Will was laughing when the joke was first made. Like Chris Rock was like, Jada Pinkett, love you to death. Can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. And Will laughed immediately because it's a funny joke. You know, they was cracking on her baldy. Now, some try to spin it like Chris Rock was just trying to say because she's a strong woman like G.I. Jane, but she wasn't dressed like G.I. Jane. She had on a gown. You know what I mean? So clearly Chris was alluding to her or her lack thereof. Now, I don't know if Chris knew of her condition. I personally didn't know. I don't follow Will Smith and I don't follow Jada Pinkett Smith. The most I'll hear is when something crazy happens on Red Table Talk, or Will Smith is getting emasculated by her. You know, talking about her entanglements with her son's best friend, who she was supposed to be mentoring. That's like the only time I really hear about Jada, when she's embarrassing her husband. But other than that, I don't follow her. I couldn't care less, to be honest with you. It's just something to talk about, though. Like I said, you don't know how a man's going to react in certain situations, but how Will Smith reacted, it could have been a tipping point of being the butt of jokes like for so long and being disrespected in the public light. He had to show that I'm a man by slapping somebody that's smaller than him, that's not known to be a fighter, that's just a comedian. It sets a poor precedent because so like a lot of audience members, when they come to comedy shows, if they're with their girlfriend and a comic makes fun of, because I do it sometimes, but I do it out of love, and I'm just joking around. I see we got eye contact. If I see that you're really being bothered by my jokes, then I'll just move somewhere else. I don't get off on making people uncomfortable. My comedy, ultimately, I'm just trying to make you laugh, make you think, and make you laugh. Trying to impress you with my performance. So I don't know, man. Like, he definitely wasn't justified, but it's somehow triggered. It's just weird. I wish we could see Will's face. Like, I wish there was a camera shot of him going from clearly laughing to like not even like a second later just totally transforming and becoming upset because his wife was upset at the joke. And it was just lighthearted. you know what I mean? I know people say, oh, it's not cool to make fun of people's disabilities and things of that nature, but that's what comedy is, though. It makes fun of your disabilities and your inadequacies. To me, it humanizes you. Not everybody's beneath scrutiny, especially if you're in the public light, and especially with the things that she did. It's not like she's this like innocent, virginal figure that does nothing wrong. Like she was like some Mother Teresa like character that never says anything wrong or never does anything wrong or is never in any type of controversy. Quite the contrary, man. This woman is, like I say in one of my jokes, Will Smith's wife, wife out of pocket like a motherfucker. Like, that shit make me want to say that joke even more, because that whole thing was triggered by her look, because she couldn't take a joke, even though she treated her husband like a joke. She calls her husband to be the butt of many jokes and many memes, publicly putting out their laundry on this whole entanglement situation on her Red Table Talk show with this dude about to cry for millions of people to see. She orchestrated that shit. The wrong woman will make you act out of pocket. She constantly talks about how she misses Tupac and the love for him, and Will talks about how he was jealous of Pac, and this is like they've been together like over 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. Man, sets a bad precedent, because a lot of beta ass males is going to try to duplicate this behavior, unless Will got to get up on stage. Even if he doesn't apologize to Chris Rock, he has to say, I do not condone this type of behavior. I was out of my mind when I did what I did. I just snapped, and I apologize for what I did. He don't have to apologize to Chris Rock, but he can apologize for conducting himself in that way. He could have handled it differently. He could have handled it behind closed doors. He could have handled it behind the scenes, like get on that big stage in front of all those white people. They already think we savage monkeys that don't know how to control our anger and our temper, and that basically we kill each other. That's how they see us. So why would we give them fuel for the fire over something like Will could have snapped back? Will could have told some jokes back. Will is a witty person. Will is funny. He's not Chris Rock stand-up comedy level funny, but he could have threw some jabs or something. Or like I said, waited until afterwards, not in public. So these white folks could feel justified even more with how they feel about us, thinking that we savages or whatever, man. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. He wasn't justified, but from what I heard, from what I saw, Chris Rock made a joke against Jada Pinkett, I think back in 2015 or 2016, and it was something along the lines of she was like, Jada Pinkett is going to boycott the Oscars. He said it doesn't matter because the Oscars wasn't going to invite you anyway. So he did it, even though that's a funny joke, but maybe there was some bad blood from then. Maybe Chris Rock thought it was over, but there was definitely some type of history there. But even though the G.I. Jane, it was lighthearted. She got a bald head. People gonna make fun of your baldy, whether they know you sick or not. And I don't think a lot of people did. People still gonna have jokes, man. People make fun of dead people. People make fun of all types of shit, yo. People make fun of all types of stuff. So Will was definitely not justified. Like Chris Rock said, now I'm not saying he should have slapped me, but I understand. Like, I understand why he did. I understand why he had an emotional reaction, because he's been controlled and manipulated by his wife. That was out of character. Will ain't never do nothing like that before. And on that stage, and just to have so much confidence and not even like worry that Chris Rock was gonna do anything. He turned his back. How the hell you have the balls to slap somebody and then turn your back and walk away? Like, you disrespect them as a man that much? That's pretty low, man. And what, other people gonna try to test Chris Rock? And Chris Rock from Brooklyn, he not no goon. Rich motherfuckers from the hood that's not goons, they got goons of people on their side willing to ride and die for them. So this could be some underlying Brooklyn versus Philly type shit. goons from both sides, because that's what happens, man. The two main figures, they have some type of altercation, and they don't even really do anything to each other afterwards. It's all of their followers, all of their followers, their fans, their support, and their minions. Those are the ones, you know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that get it popping. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the two at the top. It's the ones that follow them, that don't even really understand the backstory of what's going on. People just like, oh, and then I see so many people justifying it. Well, he shouldn't have talked about his wife. He shouldn't have talked about his wife. Comedians do this all the time, but I don't agree with doing crowd work on the individuals if they don't provoke you. Unless it's just something blatant. Like last night, this Spanish dude had the Freddie Mercury mustache, and he was sitting right in the front. And I say he like a young dictator. I was like, if you take off the mat, if you leave on the mustache, you a dictator. If you take off the mustache, you sell oranges. But either way, you like a Mexican, even though he's Puerto Rican. So I was saying some funny stuff last night or whatever. But I could see he was laughing. I could see that he took it in stride. He was smiling, and he had a good time. Now, another point, one of the female comics, she's talked about getting bikini waxed and how it destroys her vagina. So when she got on stage, I was like, well, if you think that's bad, imagine having a baby. If you think getting waxed gonna destroy your vagina, when you have a baby, shit gonna be done. Right? Y'all can relate, right? And there was a lot of women in the audience. Y'all had kids, you had kids, and I picked one particular table and I pointed at this lady. You had kids, right? And the lady next to her, like, on some scared shit, it's like, no, so it already, like, a million things is going on in my mind, like, damn, you know, she probably can't have kids. Her kids probably passed away when they was young. She probably had abortions. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a variety of things. You know what I'm saying? She has some type of ovarian cancer, so she's not able to. So that's a soft spot. Instead of just picking out the lady and say, you had kids, right? I should have said, who in here has had children? That's what I would have should have said. And then when people raise their hand, then I'll pick somebody, as opposed to assuming, because that could have went. I didn't harp on the joke for too long, but that could have went the wrong way. She could have had a real bad night if I would have just stayed on. I'm like, damn, what, you carrying no kids? You had old eggs when you had old eggs even when you was young. Like, I could have said a whole bunch of crazy shit, but nah. I knew to veer off. Now, like I said, what Chris Rock said was lighthearted, but if Chris Rock knew that she had alopecia, it's fucked up. But still, worse things have been said about Jada Pinkett. I mean, namely, August Alsina is saying that he piped her, even though that was supposed to be a spiritual advisor, but they fucked in Will Smith's house. Shit is crazy, man. But Will didn't show that energy to August. August didn't even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Has Will even made a public statement showing his disdain towards his son's friend? Or he was saying something to his son like, yo, son, man, why you bring this bitch ass nigga to my house? And he wound up smashing yo mama. Nobody talk about that. And they talk about his meat size and entanglements and ropes, pulleys and shit. Man, yo, all I know is I got at least 15 minutes of material because of this shit, man. 15 minutes of material because of this situation. I don't mean laugh at my black brothers, but it's just shocking. Like, who would ever think, like, somebody was like, the Oscars then transformed into the Source Awards? Like, who would have thought the Oscars would have changed into the damn Source Awards, man? Like, my golly. Will Smith was definitely not justified. Yo, fellas, if you can't handle jokes being potentially thrown in the direction of your lady, don't go to her. Don't go with her to a comedy show. And if you do go to a comedy show, sit your soft ass, beta ass way in the back so nobody could see you. You don't have to worry about that. But you go to a comedy show, there's the potential, there's the possibility that people are going to talk shit. And they're going to point jokes in your direction. The best way to make a comic not fuck with you, when they start fucking with you, don't ignore them. I mean, don't engage them. Don't engage them. Don't look at them. Don't smile. Just look straight ahead. You know what I'm saying? Just look straight ahead. But like, oh yeah, that's funny. Oh yeah, haha. Or just like laugh along with it. But when you start to show anger and you start to go back and forth with them, It just makes the comedian keep on going. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you sit in the front like that, and you don't want them to keep fucking with you, just don't acknowledge the joke. Don't. That's all you got to do, is just ignore it. And then after a while, because then it's no longer a show. You're not playing along with them, and it becomes boring. And they will move on. You know what I'm saying? They'll move on. I'm a comic. I know this. I've been doing this almost 9 years, so I know what it is, man. I know exactly what it is. But Chris Rock decided not to press charges, and I think that's great. That's a good thing. What else? Yeah, because he know Will's gonna, like, Chris Rock has the power to really break Will. You know what I'm saying? I know people's like, oh, Will, he got a whole bunch of money, he don't care. It ain't about the money. It's about the time. It's about the embarrassment, taking time off and losing sponsorships and deals and things of that nature. You could be the richest motherfucker in the world and lose it all. You see what happened with Bill Cosby, man, and R. Kelly. So that's all I'm saying. But I'll holler at y'all. Hashtag everybody need more green. Deuces.